Good morning, I'm Judge Person, and I actually need to sort of sort out who's here and make some announcements, but I did want to check in with a couple of folks. There's a person labeled Nicole Rodriguez. Can you unmute and tell me the name of the person who has the case? I want to.
Nakia Rector.
Okay. Yes. And then, thank you. I will keep track of it. And then John, labeled John. Are you John DeGraff?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm
Okay.
having a few issues with the Zoom thing. It keeps giving me notifications. I apologize.
That's okay. I'm sending you things like unmute and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I like to make sure that I have the right files pulled. Okay, thank you. I'll be with you shortly. And then Zoom user, young lady with a printed kind of collar, glasses. Good morning. Hi, can you unmute and tell me your name?
Tamika Brumfield.
Miss Brownfield. Okay, Brownfield, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Okay, so I have a few people not here and I'm just trying to figure out what I'll be doing about that. But anyway, my name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court. There's a few options that you have. I do like to review those. I like letting you know just how things move through a court and then we all sort of start on the same page. I do want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are methods under the law for accusing someone. That's what an accusation like that is. I mean, a ticket is, it's an accusation. A plea is an answer or response to the accusation. There are three options for entering a plea: not guilty, guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you're saying I committed this offense, you're admitting the offense. Not guilty means you're contesting it, ultimately asking for a trial. And then no contest, that means that you're authorizing the court to find you guilty without admitting or denying the offense. So if you plead guilty or no contest, you're basically subjecting yourself to move forward with sentencing. And there are several options for gaining a dismissal at that point. I'm going to describe those in just a moment and let you know how you go about those and sort of a brief outline of what is eligible for what options. If you plead not guilty, we're moving that case on a path toward trial because the state then has the burden to prove the case against you. That's a trial. So if you plead not guilty, ultimately you are asking for a trial. We have both dockets running today. On the pretrial docket, if sometimes those cases can get resolved at this level, but sometimes they can't. I don't really have an opinion about that, but I do have a schedule requirement that we do that, take that step, because before we, and we do that in a two-part step because Zoom is convenient for a kind of a layer of that. And then there's the trial setting aspect, which we do here in the courtroom because we have bonds that need to get set and paperwork that needs to be done. It's just hard to do it any other way. So today you're meeting with the prosecutor who is actually here today, and you can sometimes get it resolved and sometimes not. You're not required to discuss the case with him. He is likely to talk to you about options in his position. He can do that. But his name is Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson, just unmute briefly and let us know your name.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan.
And so I will move you into that meeting shortly. And I did watch as people logged on. I know the order that you're here. So the next thing I want to let you know is that if you plead guilty or no contest, or if you've already been found guilty, we're looking at your sentence. And if you have not yet been found guilty, if this is a new case, before I accept your plea, I want you to know a few things. You have the right to meet with an attorney of your choice. In the Class C setting, we don't court appoint counsel, but we do give you an opportunity just to delay your case. Go meet with someone, decide whether you're going to hire them or not. If you want to do that, when it's your turn, you need to tell me, hey, Judge, I need to talk to someone, an attorney first, and I'll work with you in rescheduling your case. If you've already been sentenced or we're moving forward, there are still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. They are things that can be dismissed for compliance under state law, things that can be dismissed after the proper completion of a driver safety course, things that can be dismissed if a deferred disposition, I'll explain that in a moment, if that is granted by the judge, that would be me, and you successfully complete it, and if you qualify for teen court. So backing up, compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. That would be something like a classic one is your registration. Sometimes that can be dismissed if you're on time, you've fixed the problem, you've paid the correct fees at the State Department, and you present it and pay a $20 dismissal fee. So there's a lot of details for each of those. There's about 13 to 15 of those in the driving code book. And if you qualify for something like that, I'll be walking you through it to see if you qualify, if you plead guilty or no contest, because that authorizes me to look at it and see. A moving violation can be dismissed through a driver safety course option. However, with that one, it's a strict statute. And again, I'll be walking you through that on a plea of guilty or no contest. I'll automatically look and see if you're qualified. If you request a deferred and I grant it, that's the third option for gaining a dismissal. A deferred, delayed, I take your plea in, I delay your case, and at the end of the deferral, I grant the disposition, the dismissal. So a deferred disposition just is a delay. We put a court order in place, it's in writing. You need to sign off on that for it to be, and I need to sign off on that. And sometimes Mr. Matson, the prosecutor, needs to sign off on that. And then we move forward. It will list the things that you need to do to gain a dismissal, and then you'll be accountable for the things on that list. If you request it and I grant it, then we need to get a signature and figure out the terms and conditions that I'm going to impose. To do that, to trigger that event, you say, I'd like a deferred at the time that I'm accepting your plea. That would most likely be today, okay? Teen court is our 4th option, and you need to be a middle school or high school student heading to a diploma. And that looks like a deferred, but it works differently. It does result in a delay of the case to do certain things that if you do them correctly, you gain a dismissal and I'm less likely to see you in court again. So that's going to be my goal for anyone under the age of, anyone enrolled in school. So that's really the 101. I will just highlight that the driver safety course option on a moving violation will save you money and keep it off your record. I'll talk to someone about that probably maybe shortly. And if I do, just listen up because it's good information. Court is open. We listen to what's happening to other people with the exception of the pretrial docket, which takes place outside the hearing of the judge. When cases are contested, there's kind of a wall that gets imposed in terms of me pre-deciding facts of a case and whether a person would be found guilty or not until I hear everybody who's going to testify all at one time in a court setting. So if you pleaded not guilty, I'm not cutting you off to be rude. I'm trying to honor the rights that you have and the ethical duties that I have here in the court. Okay. So it may feel less formal, but it is a court. And we will do all the rules that still apply, even though we're in the comfort, sometimes even of our living room, which is helpful. So I'm going to move the pretrial docket because mostly that's what we have this morning. Mr. Matson, Sarah Martinez was here at the very beginning before really anyone else logged in, I saw. And so Ms. Martinez, you're first. I'm going to move you into that breakout room with the prosecutor, Mr. Matson. Y'all will have a discussion and then you'll come back to this room to visit with the court just further before you go today. Okay. All right. I'll automatically move you over there and then you'll move back at the end. Okay. That should have happened. There we go. The other two persons here, well, Miss LeBoy is actually our coordinator here, but the other two persons here, Mr. DeGrafe and also then Ms. Brumfield, y'all are on the contested docket, so we'll just wait for that one to come back. I'm going to go ahead while we're doing that though and talk to Nakia Rector. Ms. Rector, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How old are you today?
12.
Okay, I did receive the information for the theft charge that you submitted. We sent you some documents that I have to get before I can proceed. We emailed them yesterday. So I'm wondering if you've had an opportunity to pull those off your email and take a look at them.
Yes, ma'am. We did.
Okay, so the first one is actually says that, you know, there's a duty to keep your address. I'm sorry, the first one says that you have certain rights. I've sort of highlighted those already. One is that very important right to retain counsel if you wish. Another one is that, of course, there is always the right to remain silent. That works a slightly different way when you're underage. You have the right to have a parent present if you're being investigated or questioned. There's a limit to how long they can hold you and so forth. Some of those don't really kick in with this type of charge, although they could have. But you're charged with a theft under $100. If you paid the fines and costs, it's $296. I want to tell you that teen court works differently from that payment because with teen court, there's a $20 fee. And if you do teen court properly, you gain a dismissal and it is not on your permanent record and you save some money. The family saves some money, but you do have the right to remain silent and you're not required to make a statement. But if you make a statement, that can be used as evidence against you in court. And you have the right to questioning at any time. So I'm going to ask you now, do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when you come in, I'm going to need you to sign off on that. And I'll just make a note that we confirmed it right now so that we can keep moving, okay? I don't want to reset you. Another issue, and this is page 2 of that stack of papers, talks about your duty to keep your address current. And I don't give out addresses on the internet, but your loosely, I will say the address on Canyon Creek, is that the address that we should be using?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that one, again, I'll have you and your mom sign. Your mom, right?
Yes.
Great. And so you and your mom will come in at some point today. We'll work out when, and y'all will sign that form. But I don't want to delay you and reschedule.
Well,
you.
we have the forms. They're signed. I just have to take them. Up there.
Yeah, because I don't have them, I'm writing on these. So I'm going to have y'all just re-sign them when you get here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm writing down what I'm doing and documenting, and now it's a court document. So,
Yes, ma'am.
but anyway, thank you for letting me know, but I still have to confirm these things. So
Yes,
the next thing is that, and I'm just going to make it. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is move to the third page. And that page is just talking about the rights that you have and the duties that you have with regard to just keeping that address current until your case is completed. And what will happen is that you'll come in, you'll confirm the information on that form,
Mhm.
Mom will confirm her information as well. And then we'll, y'all will sign that. Ma'am, Mom, can I get your name, please?
Nicole Rodriguez, Nykol.
Okay, that was your email. Rodriguez with a Z.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And we'll have that as well at the front. But what it basically says for you, Nikia, is it Nikia or Nikia? How do you say it?
Nakia.
Okay, Nikia, when you come in, you're just re-signing. But right now, I'm trying to just make sure you don't have questions. And so the fourth form just says, at some point today, probably we're going to have an order in place that controls what we're doing on your case. And you have a duty to follow that order and do the things that are ordered. And if you don't, I have the option to file further charges against you and refer you to the a higher level court or pursue you for contempt. So that doesn't happen very often, but I just want to highlight that. I'm supposed to make sure that you know that, and I'm supposed to get your signature in writing on that form. And then the last form, and the last one's labeled 5 and 6. On this one, what we're doing is getting a signature, but this one says that, when your case is completed, and since you are underage, if you complete your case fully and get everything done, sometimes that's a dismissal and sometimes it's not. But what happens then is you have the right to have that record do what we call expunged. That just means literally, I tell people, think about it like a sponge that will erase it, clean it up. So you have the right to do that at a certain point. This particular offense, that is triggered at 8 when you become an adult at 18. Okay. It's a lot of information. Mom, do you feel like you understand what's going on here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you feel like she has a pretty good grasp of what's happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so, Nikia, the charge was a theft under $100. And again, as I said, the fines and costs are $296. I did receive a plea from you of guilty and a request for teen court. I will grant that request, but I did want to ask first, are you pleading guilty today to this charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Freely and voluntarily?
Yeah, that's it.
Hand away from the face. Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Teen court there's a $20 fee. And normally we pay that today. Is that possible to pay today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we'll do that when you come in to sign papers. It's in cash.
Okay.
And then I'm actually going to have you interview with our juvenile case manager and have her assess the level that we should be going at this with. And Mom, you're going to be part of that conversation, because what we're interested in, Nikia, is really, I am very interested in not having you back in court. Okay. So what that means for me is addressing what's going on here so that you don't reoffend. And I don't know a lot about this situation. I know a little bit. I know there were other people involved. I'm not sure your role. That is something that I'm going to ask the case manager to talk to you about. So I need y'all to plan to be here for probably about half an hour or so to talk to her and
Okay.
have her make a recommendation that what teen court should look like. We have two ways that we do teen court. The most effective way is if we do, if we have you come in to a trial setting of juveniles who run the teen court and have a sentencing hearing there. However, you are not in high school yet, and I'm not. You seem mature. Your photo is maybe a little bit older on the ID, so I'm not sure which is going to be the best fit for you. But we will iron out a teen court process when you come in today, either by going to trial with juvenile advocates or by coming just straight to me with a sentencing request. And one way or the other, we will work with you to find the best appropriate fit to gain a dismissal. But I want the case manager to meet with y'all and give me a recommendation first. And we'll do that today. So what time can y'all come in?
Well, after 12, because they have a dentist appointment here at 10:30. I don't know
Okay.
how long it's gonna be, and it's all my girls going to the dentist. I don't know how long, because it's 4 of them.
Okay,
So
why
I would
can we say 1 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Okay. And are the others real young?
Yes, ma'am. She's my
Okay.
oldest.
Okay. Is there a way for someone to watch them while you come in for about, I would say, leave the house, come in and go home. You probably need to plan an hour.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because that would be, I'll sign this one. Get away from the motion. That would be just, it takes longer if there's a lot of distraction. And we just want to focus on Nakia for this interview to get an assessment. And then that way it's just going to run more smoothly.
Okay.
So I'll let her know y'all will be here around between 1 and 1:30. If it's not possible to have someone watch them, then we'll have to sort of figure out how we do it when you're here. We might have to, I don't know. It's just, I'll let the case manager work on that with you. It would be optimum.
Okay.
I'm just making some notes for her. Okay, so just come to the front desk and ask for Miss Stotts.
Miss Stott.
Stott or Aaron, either, if you can't remember Stott, Aaron.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll see y'all then, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. Mr. Mattson, let me see about getting Ms. Martinez back over. Okay, Mr. Mattson, Ms. Martinez.
Yes.
Right. Mr. Mattson, let's begin with you. Are we heading to resolution? Or are we heading toward trial?
Your Honor, Ms. Martinez actually wanted to speak with you about the possibility of a change plea and defensive driving.
Okay, well, let me look, but normally that statute says you have to elect for defensive driving at your first appearance. And that's not what happened. So you actually aren't, you could do it under the discretionary authority that I have as a judge, but it works a little bit differently.
So when I went to the ticket office, my husband's a police officer. And so I was kind of asking him what I needed to do. This is the second time that I've received a ticket. And the last time I did, which was like 20 plus years ago, I did do defensive driving. So I asked him, what do I need to do? He said, well, you could potentially meet with somebody to see if they will dismiss the ticket first. And when I went in, that's what they told me as well. They said, well, you could plead not guilty, meet with the lawyer, talk to him about your circumstances and see what he says. And then if you wanted to do defensive driving, you could do that. You would just come back to that facility, pay. And she told me it was a smaller amount that I would pay up front than what the ticket was worth. The people in Temple, wherever you
This is
go
the
to
Temple Municipal Court, and there's 5 people out there. So I'm trying to figure out who said that to you.
I can't remember what her name was. It might be on my email that she sent me.
Well, there's one email person, and that's one person, but they don't all do the email. So
Okay.
That's not necessarily,
So,
I'm a little concerned that you're taking legal advice from non-lawyers. And I'm not clear that happened, but let me look at the citation for a moment.
Okay.
It's not as simple as that, you know?
Okay.
And
So
and
are you saying,
and
are
I'm
you
not, and I'm actually not there as part of the conversation. What I can tell you is what I train people to say and have trained people to say for quite a long time. And it doesn't sound like that. So I think they were maybe answering in connection with a query of some sort. Give me a moment to review this.
okay.
So she wasn't even scheduled 2 days from today. That's helpful. Give me another moment. I understand that better citation has an appearance date of October 6th. It'll have to. Okay, actually, Ms. Martinez, in looking at your file, and a quick review tells me that you're early for court, and your original court date on your ticket is the controlling date, and that's actually not till 2 days from today. So I think that we sort of can get you there.
Okay.
Have you been to a driver safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you're changing your plea at this time to no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will accept your plea. The driving safety course option, I'm just looking, I don't know why. May not be. Well, I thought that too. I'm just saying that I don't.
You're kind of going in and
Yeah,
out.
I know, I'm
can't hear you.
talking to a clerk.
Oh,
You just have to let me talk to somebody in the room.
Yes, ma'am. I just didn't know if you were talking to me.
What are her court costs? And it doesn't. Doesn't on our screen. Yeah, I have no way to see it. It used to say. Okay, the court costs, that's what I've been trying to sort out, are 169.
Yes, ma'am.
And-
That's what they told me.
Right, can you pay those today
Yes, ma'am.
and come into the window? You'll have to come in. Can you come into the window?
Are you talking about going into Temple physically and paying that? Is that what you're
Well, I
talking
mean,
about?
I'm asking about
Yes.
that because I'm showing a
I-
Temple address, so I was thinking it was possible.
Yes, ma'am. I can come into Temple today if that's what you're asking me to do to pay that. Yes.
Okay, sorry, is it a trip? Because I've got an address here in Temple.
Yeah,
And you're
no,
saying
it's not.
coming into Temple, and I'm trying to
No,
sort
it's-
out if I'm,
No, I just didn't know if
Creating a
you were going to
hardship.
send me. I didn't know if you were going to send me virtually to a window to pay a bill, or if I need
I
to
like the
physically go
idea.
into
I
the
wish
office.
I like the idea. I wish we were set up for that.
No, I can come into the office physically and pay that. It's not a problem.
Okay, with license and insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I'll have some notes for the desk at front. Around what time do you think you can come in?
Well, I'm in a CME conference today for my work until probably about 3:45. What time do they close? Is it 6 or 5?
No, we close at 5, so I would say you want to get
Okay.
here by 4:30.
I'll come around lunchtime. I have a lunch break. I'll come around lunchtime.
It should
so
only
probably-
take
noon.
It should only take about 10 minutes once you get here.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you
That's
then, Ms.
perfect.
Martinez.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Mr. Mattson, I'm actually going to advance. I've had some people come in that weren't here. They're a few minutes late. I don't know who they are yet. So I'm going to go ahead and move you forward with Miss Brumfield. Miss Brumfield, you probably saw you'll go away and come back, okay? Can you unmute? We'll make sure we've got sound before I send you off to a meeting.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And we'll see you right back. Okay, and then Mr. DeGraff, you'll be next. While I was meeting with others, I did see someone named Armisha Slay come in, and I need to see if you can unmute and preferably get on screen.
Good morning, Your Honor. Counsel for Jordan McGibney.
Very good. Okay. So for whom again?
Jordan McGibney.
Okay. Okay, let me look at the file because we thought that we had word that was resolved. And
Yes. Your Honor.
let me just pull it because I put the file away.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and that resolves everything. Okay, so attorney, are you Attorney Slay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That case is being dismissed. I have not yet signed it, but I will do so this morning, and we
Yes,
will email a copy to you through the course of the day.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
So you're good to go. Thank you very much for logging in and checking on things.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. And I saw Samsung device login and white t-shirt. Can you give me your name, please?
Hello?
Hi, yes. Can you give me your name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Caitlin Edmonds.
Okay, Miss Edmonds, great. Oh, let's see. I did review your file. I did have some questions, and you did fill out a form for me. It was a income information form and expenses, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about it. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. So at this time, there were just a lot of blanks, and I don't know what that means. Are you working?
I start work today at Whataburger.
Okay. And were you working prior to this time?
No.
And are you receiving any unemployment, social security, disability, retirement, or child support for you or
No.
anyone in your home?
I'm receiving child support.
Does it actually get paid?
It's like $50 a week.
And is that what it's supposed to be?
No.
Do you know how to reach the Attorney General to get help with that?
Yes.
Okay. They are a squeaky wheel group. You've got to kind of respectfully and politely push. Utility assistance and food stamps, is anyone receiving that?
No.
Okay. Is anyone disabled in the home?
No.
Do any of your dependents receive free lunches?
Yes.
Okay. And do you or any of your legal dependents receive Medicaid or Medicare?
Yes.
And do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. You left that blank. So if you could give me the names, ages.
Jalen and Nyla.
Can you spell that?
Jaelyn. And he's 5. And then Nyla. Nylah.
How old?
She's 4. Well,
Okay. Any other children?
that's it.
Do you live in housing?
No.
With family?
Friend.
How do you get around and pay bills?
I'll get a ride from family. But I've been driving my car and I just got another ticket, driving without insurance. So I
Okay.
was seeing if I could do community service all the way or do community service on that ticket and then pay this ticket off.
Okay, where was that ticket and when did you receive it?
I received it like 3 days ago.
Okay,
At Rose's Cafe on 31st.
okay. That's a subsequent offense, I think. This one is from April 5th of 2022. The fines and costs are now at 321. They've already been assessed because, well, we've been in a process. We probably don't have that other one, in, but we don't have the new one in yet. She
Okay.
just looked to see if we could pull it, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get it pulled in. So you'll still need to honor the court date on that. How about getting insurance? When's that gonna happen?
When I get my job or whenever I get my first check, I'm gonna get insurance.
All right, I can go ahead for now and order community service on this one.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know how many hours you'll be working in your new job?
I'm hoping like 30 or plus.
But you have
I'm
a
not-
schedule?
No.
Okay. So I do need you to come by and sign for your paperwork today. When can we look for you?
I could head over there now.
Okay, it's pretty quick, but what you'll receive, you'll sign a document that says you understand there's no, coverage if you're injured, no privacy if you're seen or spotted. You will get a list of places that are pre-approved. There will be directions for how to go about it because you're going to set it up and take care of it. And there'll be a timesheet for you to use to verify your hours. We will independently verify them once you turn those in. Right now, I'll have a due date of December 6th, just because, well, you're starting a job. And so, it may or may not work to do a lot of hours each week, but you ought to be able to find the time to do them in that time frame. When you get a new case, honor your court date. I would probably give it till Friday. And then Friday or Monday, Tuesday, because we're closed Monday, but Friday or Tuesday, come in, enter a plea on that one. And what we normally do, but you'll drop me a note like you did on this one. We don't need another hearing. We can just roll that into what we're doing on this one. If you want to change into payments, we can talk about that. But until I have solid income coming in for you, we normally would just move to the community service avenue first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
When will we look for you today?
I'll be there 10:30.
Okay, well, we should have everything out there. It won't take you very long.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any
Thanks.
questions?
Where is it at?
So, Ms. Edmonds, it's right where you came before, but it's here over on, we are located at 401 North 3rd Street, sort of across the street, if you will, from just up a ways from the Central Fire Station.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Moving right along. Mr. Mattson on the Brumfield case. Where are we at this?
Your Honor, I'll be filing a motion to dismiss on this case.
Okay. All right, Ms. Brumfield, I'll sign that and email it to the email used to set up this meeting. Will that email work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that should be through the course of the day sometime.
I didn't hear.
Sometime during the course of this day, you should receive that.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mr. Mattson, moving you forward. John DeGrafe is next, and Mr. DeGrafe, I'll have you go ahead and unmute so that we can confirm that we can hear you, and then I'll move you over. And as you've seen, we were just going in and out of that meeting, that conversation that y'all have.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to cut him off. Let him know. Sorry, I'd already sent the request and it pulled him over.
Not a problem, Your Honor.
Yeah, he's over there. Attorney Kramer, hi.
Good morning, Judge.
Can you get on screen by any chance?
1 second. Okay. Good morning, Judge.
Morning, how are you?
Good, good. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine. You're late for court, but sometimes it happens. What's going on?
Sorry about that, Judge.
Okay. So you'll be next. The
Thank you, Judge.
prosecutor's in with a different person right now. Hats off if you, unless it's a religious preference.
That's okay. Thanks, Judge.
Okay. All right. We'll have you in with him in just a moment.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Yes, sir. All right. Gonna review files. He's senior citizen, so technology might not have been his thing.
The number you dialed is not a working number. Please check the number and dial again.
Well, that's too bad.
Has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system 51246669617 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
This is a message for Classy Henderson, who was scheduled for a court hearing online this morning. It is October 4th, and it is currently 9:45. Court began at 9 and is actually wrapping up, and I thought I would make a courtesy call. You can reach the court through email. We have been emailing with you, I believe, but also the phone number is 254-298-5687. And you'll need to call and reschedule, or I will just move the case forward. We currently have warrants, so you do need to contact the court. I am attempting to resolve the matter with you. However, if you don't show up for court, that becomes impossible. It's already a warrant. There's really nothing to do, right? Nobody's preventing her from just paying it. What I think she wants is for me to recall and maybe release the deal, but I don't see that happening. The juvenile is concerning. No call. Hmm?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 254239607 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, this is the Temple Municipal Court.
At the tone, please re-record your message. At the end of your message, press 1.
This is the Temple Municipal Court trying to call Bailey Janicek or Janicek. You had court today. You need to contact the court. She can know. She knows where we are. Okay, Mr. Matson, let's see. I know that we were looking at the DeGrape case. Where are we with regard to that matter?
Mr. DeGraff wanted to speak with you, Judge.
Mr. DeGraff, I currently have a not guilty plea. There's a lot of limits to what I get to do and say regarding the case. It appears to be heading to trial. What are your questions right now?
Well, just to clarify the not guilty plea, the lady
I
at
think
the
it's
window.
pretty clear that you pleaded not guilty. Yes.
Well, Your Honor, initially I had requested defensive driving, and then they told me in order to speak with you, I had to say not guilty.
No, you misunderstood what you were told. What they said is that you could talk to the prosecutor, but that the offense being 30 miles per hour over the posted speed limit doesn't qualify under state law for the driving safety course option.
Right, but that it was up to the discretion of the court, and if I wanted to speak to the court, I had to enter in a plea of not guilty, is what the lady at the
What I'm telling you is that you didn't understand what you were told, because you can't speak to the judge if you're pleading not guilty. You can come to trial. I can't talk about the facts of your case. I can
Okay.
talk about procedure. Okay. So I can talk to you about how we proceed. The next
Okay.
option heading toward trial is to go, we come on in on November 16th at 1 o'clock to start scheduling that trial, because the matter is contested. If you change your plea to guilty or no contest, I can talk to you about sentencing options, but I can't throw the case out. I have discretionary defensive driving. That is available as a conversation that we can have and a request you can make, and I can decide if I'm granting it or not. It works differently from the regular driving safety course option.
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, that was my next statement, was to change my plea to guilty so that we could discuss that.
Okay, and you're changing your plea to guilty at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hang on just a moment. Mr. Matson, I'm going to move you forward. Attorney Kramer is here on the Aaron Hall case, and I'm going to let him get that screen, and there he is unmuted, and I will move y'all into that breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. DeGrafe, let me pull the ticket and look at it. Okay, give me just a moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
You, your girlfriend and son live in the same household?
No, I don't have a son. That's her son.
Yeah. What I
Yeah.
said was you and your girlfriend and her son live in the same household?
The audio cut out. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. So you're in a work van, but you're not a CDL holder, right?
No, Your Honor, it's not a CDL required van.
Now I'm looking because I'm thinking I see a CDL license. It says CM on there. I'm trying to.
That's for the motorcycle license, Your Honor.
Okay. I just have a handwritten ticket, so I'm trying to decipher it at this point. But he's not a CDL. All right, because that limits a lot of options. And then we have a LiDAR citation, General Bruce, 70 and a 40.
I was exiting the highway I was on the on-ramp, and there was an 18-wheeler trying to merge into the same lane that I was in. So I sped up to pass the 18-wheeler and immediately slowed down. And I had a very pleasant conversation with the officer, and he's the one that actually told me about defensive driving. So that's kind of how that came about. Not saying I wasn't speeding, I was. It was to get out of the way of an 18-wheeler merging onto me. So
You can always back off. But okay, well, I could do a discretionary driving safety course option. You would have to pay the cost of the ticket, which is $264. Then I would require a class and your driving record be turned in on time, which would be 90 days, presumably from today. Can you pay the $264?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, today.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm just making notes for the file. Okay, when can we look for you to come in?
I live in Killeen, so I'd say within the hour.
That's fine.
And can I, if it would please the court, can I pay 200 today and then the 64 on Friday?
I can't do it. I can't do it that way.
Okay, that's fine. I'll pay it all today.
Discretionary doesn't let me do that.
That's fine. It's not no worry.
Okay. All right. We'll have all your paperwork at the front. It won't take you very long. Just make sure you know, we'll give you the due date, which should be January 5th. We'll give you information for how to get your record printed offline. That's easy, as long as you have your license. You'll need license and insurance when you come in. And we'll also give you information for how to find a class.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor, that was it. It's been so long since I've had a ticket. I just didn't want it to be on my record for insurance purposes was the big thing.
You'll need to take the steps because it's not going to be just a simple thing. Okay.
Right. No, I completely understand. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. DeGrafe. We'll see you at the window. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So, Mr. Kramer, Mr. Mattson, let me have the update on the Aaron Hall situation. We have a number of cases.
Yes, Your
Morning,
Honor.
Judge.
We're going to go ahead and set for final, and I anticipate that Mr. Kramer and I will have worked this out prior to that setting.
Okay. Final pretrial is being scheduled to come into the building on November 16th at 2. Usually plan to be here about an hour. It's probably less, but I can't guarantee that.
Okay.
If the cases haven't been resolved. For me, resolution means I have signatures, I have whatever I need to take it out of my to-do list.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you both.
Thank y'all. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.